Right, if this goes in, it has to be this putter. Hey everybody, we are here at the Golfbidder warehouse and I am in a dire situation. Something so precarious that the guys at Golfbidder are gonna let me raid the warehouse. Now the problems I've been having with my game are all to do with putting. Fortunately, we have walls and walls and walls of putters to choose from. And it's from here that I'm going to be selecting my putter for the year. But we're also going to be looking at how to select the best putter for you and your game. Now, I've been working with Golfbidder for many years and we've produced some amazing content together. They're the finest purveyors of second-hand clubs and you can trade in your old clubs to them as well. If you think about the thousands of putters that are in that warehouse, surely I can find the true love of my life on the green and make some little baby putts with it. So when we do the Golfbidder challenges, we always select our clubs through the website, but I've had a chat with the guys down here and my situation is so bad at the moment with my putting. They said, okay, just come down, get as many putters as you want to try. Let's narrow it down and let's find something which is going to work for me. I'm very excited because there are some beautiful flat sticks in here. The place we're going to start is right here with the, would you say the king of the putter game? The Scotty Camerons. Now, listen, everybody loves the Scotty Cameron putter and it's very rare that you're faced with this many in one go. There must be one, the first one I've got is the centre shafted. Anytime I've taken a Newport 2 out, I've always putted pretty well with it, but for some reason my mind always goes back to, I should be using more of like a mallet-headed design, something a little bit bigger. 35 gram weights as well. Okay, done. So a Phantom 5. If I can find one that has a little bit of a shorter neck, that's going to look absolutely epic. So it's very much a Justin Thomas style of putter, that. P2 putter grips. I actually used to have that grip on one of my putters. And here it is. No, it's not really. Now, TaylorMade are pretty consistently good putter makers now, and they're probably the most famous for their spider range.
Wait, spiders?
We've also got one odd spider out. What's this bad boy? Oh, brand spanker. Now this is also quite similar to one he used to have. So this is the same head shape that Rory used for going on like 3 seasons. He's just replaced with a Scotty. I used to have one of these spider blade putters and I tried to repaint it. Yeah, this is definitely one coming with me. Now we're talking. This might be the very same type of model, the one that Jason Day used back in the day. It's often really easy to overlook Ping because they've been making putters for like 6 billion years, but they are still some of the best out there. These 3 here have piqued my interest. A redwood putter. Now, I remember being a junior and seeing these redwood putters and they were really expensive at the time. I can't remember, but I just have this really vivid memory of seeing them and being like, oh, I want a redwood putter.
Hey Daddy, I want a
Redwood putter!
Here we go again.
I love Odyssey putters because they are renowned for quality, but also they've got such a massive variation of different designs and they're continually trying new things. So this is the White Hot OG, and yes, it is a 2-ball. Now, I've never really had a go with these Tri-Hot putters. That's a design I used to use back in the day. That's really nice. I might pop one of those in. They've got like a weighting system that make them very forgiving for like a bladed putter. Oh, that's centre shafted.
After several hours in the warehouse, I selected these 12 beauties, each giving me and you something different to think about.
And we're on the putting green here at the London Golf Club, and it is time to narrow down the selection of putters that we took from the Golfbidder warehouse. We currently have 12. This initial testing, let's get that down by 4. And the first category is going to be looks. So for example, I've ended up here with 2 spiders. One of them is a My Spider design. Now, My Spider designs is when someone goes on the TaylorMade website, creates their own putter, and whoever did this likes white and gold, I guess. But when you compare the 2 together, one of them makes me feel like Jason Day, one of them makes me feel like I'm off the only ways Essex.
I would love to be smothered in gold every day of my life.
So I'm going to have to pick Mr. Jason Day, aren't I? So my Spider, gone. Looks are an individual preference. I love the look of that. So this is the Phantom X5. It's got these wings on the back, black and silver. I'm not in love with it straight away. And if you don't love the look of your putter, if something starts to go wrong, you start to miss short putts, for example, it's the first thing that you're going to start to blame. Yeah, Phantom X5, gone. Now we've got two pretty big mallet head designs here. So you can see that the footprint of both these golf clubs is really, really big. You can see from the top as well, these are very much designed to help alignment. I actually really like how this ping sits. It does inspire quite a lot of confidence when it's behind the ball. The way the two ball sits on the ground, I almost feel I have to be a little bit more upright, but you can't argue with how this alignment aid works. I mean, it's been a classic for going on about 20 odd years. I think both these two have got to go through.
I made my way through all 12 putters, taking out the flat sticks, which just didn't quite catch my eye. I then came up with the idea on how to test the feel of each putter. What followed can only be described as the darkest period I've ever spent on the putting green. I blind tested all 8 remaining putters over a number of different distances, judging strike out of the centre, out of the toe, and out of the heel of the putters. After a few hours, I was left with the final 4 putters.
So after a grueling afternoon, we have narrowed it down to 4. Well, let's leave London and find out. So first up, the White Hot OG 2-ball. As it says on the bottom here, 20 years of performance. So this design has literally been about for 2 decades. The only difference with this model from the previous ones is a little bit more milling on the sides to aid alignment, and a little bit more weight pushed to the back via this screw that you can see in the bottom of the club. Feel-wise, the White Hot face, I think most people who've been involved with golf for a long period of time know this is a very soft feeling club. Another adaptation from the original Odyssey designs is this stroke lab shaft, and of course we have, I would say, the thickest grip on this test. Now this is quite strange because it's a massive contrast in feel to that 2-ball. We've got the Newport 3 from Scotty Cameron and Titleist. Like, we're talking about one of the most classic head shapes from one of the most classic golf club manufacturers in the world. We've got 2 head weights screwed into the bottom here to spread a little bit of perimeter weighting and add a touch of forgiveness. But honestly, this putter, it just looks and feels so classic, so solid, so authentic. The face is very shallow. I love the little neck. It just gives me like such, I've said it before, but Jason Day vibes. It actually makes me feel like a better putter. I think the Odyssey probably feels a bit better, but this is just a classic Spider. Like, you can't go wrong. Last but not least, and I think actually a real sneaky contender for the bag, is this Odyssey Tri-Hot 5K. Interesting design, so very classic blade, but they've used a lot of tungsten and a lot of weighting in this club to actually make it quite forgiving. So the heel strikes and the toe strikes, which ordinarily would twist this type of putty design all around, it actually feels quite stable. It's got the stroke lab shaft again. All these putters are at 34 inches as well, and it's got the White Hot insert.
I decided the best way to test these putters out was a comp against these 3 blade merchants from different distances around the green and playing for money. This was a putting comp over 18 holes from lots of different lengths, so I got a full workout of all the putters. I hit some good putts, I hit some bad putts, and unfortunately by the end I was out of cash. But it did give me some valuable insights into what I need to be looking out for when selecting my favourite putter. Unfortunately, I can't do anything about putts like this. That one really stunk. However, it was a good day and it made my choice a lot easier.
Now those putting comps really showed me a couple of things. That my pace control with the harder inserts isn't that great, but also the most pressurized putts for me have, and probably always will be, those short ones. So I want something that I feel I can line up very easily and that I can strike the center of the face with. And the ones that really stood out to me in that regard, we've got the 2-ball and we've got the Tri-Hot 5K number 3. I've not just been testing on the videos that you've seen so far. So during the last month, I've been testing inside in the studio, hitting lots of different putts, out on the course, hitting lots of different lengths of putt as well. Also even getting the guys' input and what they think of these designs. You know, I like an idea of what other people think of putters to make sure I'm not going too far down the wrong path. So I've got an idea of which one I think I prefer. However, I'm going to be spending the next several hours out here on a beautiful morning at Reddish Vale until we finally and ultimately decide my life partner for this year. Right, if this goes in, it has to be this putter.